Greetings, everybody. Welcome in. I'll give y'all a chance to get in. Please let me know if the audio is coming in all right. I tested it earlier, but I want to make sure y'all can hear me okay. Let's see. Test. Let me know in the chat if y'all can hear me, man. Hey KH, how's it going, man? All right, sound is good. Excellent. Welcome everybody back to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna use this opportunity to introduce myself for anybody who might not know. My name is Balaram Das, known first as Brendan, and I have been creating videos and sharing with people about my journey this past few years, and it's come to the point now where this is really established as a huge calling in my life. And so, if you want to know more about how I got into all of this, you can check out my first video on my page. My first video explains my whole testimony, my whole motivation for uh, learning this information about law and the legal space, as well as banking, finance, and just how the modern world really works. All of that came from my father. My father is the one who really inspired me to do all of that. And so after I freed my father, and how I had freed him, I knew that there was some validity to what I was talking about. So now I want to kind of give you guys a little bit of a vision of where I want us to go now. So, of course, learning about the commercial nature of everything, it got me really contemplating on how we as normal everyday people, because I'm just a normal guy, how us as normal everyday people can use this knowledge practically to achieve some of the goals that we may have in life. As you all know, money is really the main mover and motivator of this world, this material world, especially in this particular age. Right, the money is it's paper currency, it's fiat currency. Now we have cryptocurrencies, you have other things like that. We have new and creative ways to do financing than we ever have before. Now we can trade money for real valuable goods and services. Things that used to require gold and silver to acquire now just require paper. So the question then remains, how does a normal individual who's not a trust fund baby, or parents don't have a big successful business, how does someone like that utilize this knowledge to be able to practically uh, get something done, right? Because a lot of people get into this knowledge because they want to know how to get out of a court case. They want to know how to get out of child support. They have a loved one who may have been in jail or something. Some people learn this stuff for spiritual purposes, but whatever that motivation is, at the end of the day, we're still having to do our regular mundane material duties, right? We still have to go to work. Most of us, we still have to pay the bills. We got kids, we got a wife, we got family, and while all this information we know to be true, to the general population, it sounds like typical conspiracy theory. It sounds like typical, hogwash. as some magistrates have used with me. Um, how do we use this knowledge practically? Well, one of the big reasons I'm doing this announcement is because I am now in the position to where I am able to effectively teach people how to practically utilize this knowledge in different ways. Now, it may be a little contrary to what people have learned in the past about, for example, utilizing the social security number, how it's used, the status of the individual whenever you're utilizing these commercial instruments. But I now can say that I have successfully surrounded myself with a great team of people with varying skill sets that is going to allow me to really make a big push in the space. So, without dragging this on too long, I'm going to give you guys an introduction and announcement of uh, what I intend to do for you guys. So, first things first, I will be creating, and I'm actually in the process of creating a online subscription based educational platform. I'm sure y'all are familiar with these already. Um, it's going to have a variety of topics covered: banking, finance. Um, we'll be talking a little bit about what taxes are, um, obviously law, uh, and then I'll also be creating simultaneously another website dedicated purely to spiritual knowledge. There will be some spiritual knowledge on the subscription based platform, but I'm trying to make that information, the spiritual stuff, free. So there'll be a lot of linking back and forth between the two, but uh, that's something that is coming. We're already working on it. I already got a whole team that's helping me. We're still deciding what platform we want to use. We may use Kajabi. We may create our own website from scratch. We might use a Wix. We haven't completely decided yet, but we're already in the process of creating and outlining all the content and events, things like this. So a subscription-based educational platform is coming. Right now, some of y'all are aware that I do weekly classes on trust administration and how to move in commerce. If you guys want to join that class, it's a $25 contribution, and I will link the Cash App that you can send that to. So we do it every week. We usually do it Saturdays at 5 o'clock, but if we get more people who are interested in doing it, you guys can send me an email at this email here. If y'all are more interested in doing it, I'm not opposed to changing the schedule, changing the time if it doesn't meet some of y'all's time standards. If you do donate and you can't make it to the live class, you will get the video recording. So the way that I'm doing it is I record it on Zoom, and then for a week, it'll be on my Zoom cloud. I will link that to anybody who donates, and you can download the video. Then after that, it'll be uploaded. Right now, I have it uploaded on a private, unlisted YouTube playlist. So if you want to get the whole playlist, right now we have about 18 videos. I have about 4 videos I still need to upload. So it'll be 22 videos in total. So for the playlist, I'm giving it out for from here on out. The playlist is going to be $250 contribution, and you'll get access to each of the classes when they get uploaded. $250 will get you the playlist, and you'll get the playlist as it continues to grow. Once we have the subscription platform up and running, I'll be getting with people for who've donated, and I'll make sure that everybody's taken care of. But until that platform is created, if you want to get the private videos, it's either $25 for a recording, or $250 for the entire playlist. And the playlist, of course, will continue to get updated. The first half of the videos go through all of the we go through the trust that we offer to people. We do create trust for people, and we go through the entire trust. We read the entire trust and explain what some of the words in there mean, what some of the phrases in there mean, um, and how it's used. Okay, so that's the first big announcement. I'm really excited for it. I really love doing content. I really have been kind of kicking myself in the butt. I really wish I had been doing more videos. I see how popular videos are. Um, this information I really love talking about. I really love teaching. So I'm gonna be uploading a lot more videos to this channel and then also on our Sovereign Swine channel. We're still debating the name and all that for the platform, but we love the Sovereign Swine logo. We have a bunch of that merch, created. Um, the that channel is going to have the more formal educational, free stuff. It's going to have audiobooks up there. It's going to have uh, stuff like that, and of course, all of that uh, will be used to funnel y'all into the online education platform. Now, to be clear, all this stuff, again, disclosure, I'm not an attorney. This is not legal advice. All this is for entertainment and educational purposes. But we do have a company as well called Turtle Island Private Solutions, or TIPS. And that company will be handling the private side of all this. So, on the public side, I won't be talking anything about how to do any taxes. Okay, I'm won't be talking about what exactly to do, what to do. I will be giving just the raw information. On the private side, we're able to disclose a little bit more of suggestions or plans of action that you can take with this information. Of course, that's private. So I'm sure y'all understand what I mean. Excuse me. So that being said, that's announcement number one. So if you're someone who you want to know exactly how to use the IRS as your CPA, or you want to know how they work, how they operate, if you're someone who wants to know, how to put all your property in trust, how to administrate a trust, how those things really work, if you're somebody who wants to know how the law is constructed and kind of where we are today, and if you're someone who wants to become part of a great community, then you're going to want to stay tuned onto my YouTube. Make sure that you like and subscribe this video, and keep watching for the developments that are coming. We've been putting in a lot of work to really hone our skills to be able to say with confidence that we'll be able to show you guys ways to actually, find solutions and remedy to our common problems. Another goal that I have is I want to be able to give you guys the ability to circulate currency. Now, y'all are probably aware I do have a credit repair company, but we're moving. We're growing. Of course, we're going to have that service still, but we're growing into actually offering our clients to be able to get funding as well through multiple avenues. One of those is we have a partnership with a insurance agency to be able to get you guys indexed unified life insurance policies, and these policies can be used as collateral for funding. Now, these are not like regular term life insurance policies. These indexed life insurance policies, the money actually stays inside the policy. So it acts as a glorified savings account, just with way more benefits. And it's also tax exempt, as life insurance existed before the IRS was commissioned. So we are partnering with that. And so if you guys are trying to get some currency circulating, then you're going to want to stay tuned, because I'm going to be offering that to my clients and those who are a part of our private group in TIPS. Y'all are going to be able to get a lot of benefits out of that. Oh yeah, Another announcement that I have, we're also partnering up with the doctorate or a PhD in law to be able to give you guys a course on how to win in court. So we're actually taking the course ourselves as well. But very soon, Tips is going to be able to distribute this course to the public for a very reasonable price, and it's very, very effective. I know we've kind of talked a lot about, jurisdictional issues, standing issues, who's really in court, etc. But we've come to find that even though we are correct in this, um, it still creates a lot of resistance with the people in the courts. And so we want you guys to know how to work their system and how to win in their system, regardless of, irregardless of those facts. So, um, and with that being said, I believe that is the majority of the announcements that I have. I'll be doing a more official like announcement video, right? That's all edited and shiny. This webcam that I have was advertised as being a lot more high quality than it's showing me right now on my screen. So I do apologize for that. But uh, yeah, so big announcements just to recap. We're creating a subscription based platform, education platform. We're gonna have a private side solutions, the tips. We're gonna have private solutions. Again, uh, that's more action steps. And then Tips is partnering with a PhD in law to be able to. We're gonna give you guys a whole course on how to win in court and how to deal with court, how to deal with presentments, things like this. Oh yeah, and for those of you who are wanting to circulate some currency, trying to get some currency circulated, we've partnered up with a life insurance agency to be able to give you guys access to personal and business funding. I'm actually training to get my license to distribute insurance, and then I'll be able to offer that to you guys directly as well. Look it up, y'all. Life insurance it's the bomb. So those are the main big announcements. I, of course, have been going through all kinds of hilarious stuff in my life. I'm sure you got, I know if you're subscribed to my channel, you've been kind of watching what's going on. I haven't really painted like a perfect timeline of everything that's happened, but everything that's happened has been God's blessing for sure. He's really given me the ability to learn and grow very quickly from all these experiences I've been having. So it's definitely a great thing to be able to share this with y'all. But yeah, something else I wanted to mention. Like I said, I do offer classes every week. I do everything by contribution or donation. Um, those two terms have the same meaning in IRS code, contribution. So again, I've linked my Cash App there. If you guys want to donate, anything is accepted. If you wishing to join the classes, it's a $25 donation, and you can send an email over to this with a screenshot of your donation, and that'll let me know that you want to be part of the classes. You just give me your name and your best return email address with a screenshot, and I'll send you an invite each week. I'll put you on the mailing list. So, oh yeah, something else I wanted to mention. I do also offer private consultations. So if that's something you're interested in, you can send me an email here, and we can get that scheduled. So with that being said, that's all the big major announcements. So I also wanted to make this live stream a Q&A session for you guys. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to write out your questions in the comments. While you're doing that, I'm actually going to share something that I found very interesting. So let me just pull it up here real quick. Again, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to type in the chat. But I wanted to share something with you guys because I want to show you guys the whole. I actually don't know if it'll let me share my screen. Let me see. I'm not exactly sure if it does. Whoops. Well, it's not going to let me share the screen. So instead of sharing the screen, I'm just going to read this to you guys. Now, a lot of y'all have probably heard of Santos Pachoni. If you haven't, if you've heard of Santos, say something in the comments. But he's talked a lot about astrology, and he's talked a lot about the spiritual truth behind the reality. And one of the things that he uses as to support his statements is he uses the Vedas. He uses the Vedanta to be able to support his claims. And the Vedanta is part of y'all may be aware of the Hare Krishna movement. That's why I wear these beads, because these beads show that I'm I'm trying to become a servant of Lord Hari, of God, of the Supreme, of the Most High. And something that's a very common theme, especially in the nectarine book called the Srimad Bhagavatam, something that's very common is the reiteration of the fact that we are not this body. We are actually a soul inside this body. And so the reason this is very significant is that spiritually, even though that these public officials may not completely understand, spiritually, this whole thing is happening due to a fall down of our consciousness. The whole fall of man is the fall of our consciousness. It's not necessarily the fall of specific individuals. And Srimad Bhagavatam is very clear about this, that in this particular age, we're in the age of Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, there's much strife here. Okay, there's a lot of pretending. The family unit is not cohesive. It doesn't, mesh very well together. And, everyone's fighting. We have all these different religions that are in the world, and they don't really represent spirituality very well. And all the politicians are really they're businessmen disguised as administrators. And so with that being said, it generally appears that we're in kind of like a degraded age and a degraded time. But there is one part of the reality that makes it so great, and that's that all that is required to be able to advance is to iterate and vibrate the sacred mantras and the sacred names of God. In the Hare Krishna movement, and I actually have it right here. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. It's Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This has actually been the foundation of my life and my work. The whole reason I'm doing all of this work is because I have been instructed to do so. Before all this, I was going to leave for India and live in a cave and never talk to anybody again. I didn't want to have anything to do with this, money and politics and things like that. But I was instructed that no, you were born in America to be able to help people and to be able to bring this knowledge here to the West. And so that's what I've done, or at least attempted to do. I'm still trying. But the reason I bring this up is because this actually has to do with this whole law, everything to do with law, the sovereignty movement, these commerce groups, whatever you want to call it. It has to do with the spiritual awakening. Okay, the authority that is derived from these administrative courts comes from a lower level of consciousness. Okay, it's not bad. It's just, there's a hierarchy to things and it's on a certain level. And that level is of the sea to the primordial ocean. Okay, so it's a base root consciousness. Usually you don't really have much autonomy in this space. So that's why the court kind of moves you through it for you. And then we have the land, where there's accountability and some sentience there. Where the man, it's presumed in the admiralty jurisdiction, you are already it's really easy to go into dishonor. It's kind of presumed that you're already at a disability to be able to do something. On the land, it's presumed that you are honorable, and that only if a claim is being brought against you is there any preponderance of evidence that you may have breached your word. You may not have kept what you were, the agreement that you had set out to do, whether that be an agreement you had contractually, or the understood and implied social agreement that we have on how we behave socially. So that's the second tier. And then the third tier, you have the heir, or it's called HEIR, right? And that deals with the executor office, and that deals with the original trust between you and God. Okay, that's the highest level of law, but it's not exactly enumerated by men. Okay, but it's always followed, even though it may not be referenced or cited or directly quoted. That law has to be followed in order to even function in this world. It has to be followed. Those who are attempting to be contrary to the natural laws, while maybe in this lifetime they may not see the consequences of that, that ends up coming back. The effects of that will come back at some point. It's guaranteed. There's no way to escape it. But if we want to mitigate the negative results of our actions, then we chant the holy names. I know that saved me a lot when I was in jail for a few weeks. I had a lot of time to be able to sit and chant with God, and I was able to stay happy through most of it. But that spiritual aspect of admiralty, the law of the sea, the law of the land, and the law of the air, that situation right there is the whole basis for the apparent dysfunctionality of our current society. Okay, everybody's operating in the admiralty laws, but they don't even know. Okay, they don't even know that they don't know. That's how deeply rooted in ignorance that we've been placed into. Partially, part of it has been, the system kind of encourages people to take that mental stance. The other part of it is people's general laziness. The other part of it is lack of understanding and lack of a good community. The other part of it is also situational. There's a lot of different factors into it, but at the end of the day, God's in control of all of those, and He does these things so that we can elevate our consciousness. Typically we don't usually make a change for ourselves until something bad happens. That's kind of how we are. While things are good, we kind of sit on our laurels a little bit. But once things start to get a little bit difficult, then we turn to God. When I had troubles in college, I would pray like, God, I don't know if you're out there. I don't even know if you exist, but I need some help. And not only did He give me help, but He pulled me out of that whole situation. And now I'm here today, actually able to help other people. Things have been, I'm really blessed. I really can't believe that I'm in this position right now. I'm 25 years old, and the amount of knowledge that I have, or a lot of information that I have, versus the amount of study that I've done, it doesn't really make much sense. I'm not saying I haven't studied, but I haven't been studying nearly as much as some of these other people in the space have been. And, I know quite a bit. And I just think that's fantastic. That's God's blessing for sure. There's no other way to put it. So I want to pass on the blessings to you guys. So I'm trying to do that as much as I can. I want to get you guys in the space where you can circulate currency. I want to get you guys in the space to where you can actually make a positive impact and encourage other people to be a part of your journey with you. How to explain this kind of information and how to kind of present this information to someone who, may not be interested in law, but is interested in, making a positive change. Because I want this knowledge, to be common knowledge. I don't want it to be something that's real niche and makes you sound like you're a conspiracy theorist. And I don't. I want to avoid all the typical name calling and the typical, squeltering of people because they start to learn the truth. I want that to. I want that to go away. So, um, that being said, I did want to open this up for questions. If we find that, not a lot of people are here live to be able to ask questions, you guys can of course comment after the fact questions, and I will do my best to answer them in the comments. Otherwise, I will schedule another live stream to do a Q&A session, maybe to give you guys some time to ask questions. But I'm gonna put in the chat right now. We are open for questions or comments, concerns, thoughts, fears. Hey Jesse, how's it going? Clear Shadow, I'm happy to be here in time. Of course. I have a question. Is there a trust class today? I didn't see any link from yesterday. Yes, there is trust class today. It's actually going to be um we haven't gotten a specific time yet. Yesterday, actually, the other Jesse, he just got a new place, so we helped him move all day yesterday. So today we are going to be going over Robert's Rules of Order some more. If you guys want to join that class that Jesse's talking about, the trust class, the trust administration class, you can donate $25 here to this cash tag and send me an email here. And that'll get you locked in for the class. If you can't make the class, that's fine. I can get you with the recording. Nah, Jesse, you're good. No need to apologize. Sounds good. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, Jesse's part of that inner circle, guys. He's really been a big help to me and my family. Yeah, Jesse's been great. You'll probably be seeing him in videos and in content later on. He's been doing a big help of getting the word out to, the people that know him well and actually getting to use this information. So, Jesse I'm going to be requesting that one day we do a little testimony video for you so that you tell people your positive experience that you had with working with our group. I know we've already had John here on the channel, so you guys can check out that other live stream I did with John on the channel. Original creditor, let's see, Clear Shadow 213 says, original creditor dispute. Just a topic, perhaps. I had sent respondent's private international remedy demand, and now I am waiting. Yeah, Clear Shadow, I'm going to be real with you. You will probably continue to wait. Okay, these people don't even know most of the time, besides like the CFOs and maybe the higher level people. Even the legal department really doesn't know what you're talking about. And so, but if you can demonstrate that you have the ability to sue for not giving you the information that you're asking for, then that's usually when the credit side of things, you'll see those negative items fall off. You'll see things start to happen because we really need, this is something I wanted to talk about maybe on my other channel, but we really need to be ready to sue these people at any time. Okay. They've actually, the credit reporting agencies have made announcements that they would rather pay the 1% who sues them than change their work policies. So structure your communication in such a way that you're prepared to file a suit, and you're building a paper trail in the event that you don't get the remedy that you're asking for. See it all the time. People, they'd rather pay than deal with the hassle of trial. Jesse, private. Yeah, I know you're private. I try to be private as much as I can too, but I've been blessed with certain gifts, so I gotta, share it with the people, in the public as much as possible. Copy that. I am building a demonstration plan for court. Excellent. And like I've said before, Clear Shadow, we're going to be releasing a course on how to win in court here very soon. We're just getting the accounting settled, and then we'll be partnering up with a PhD in law. He has a doctorate in law, and we'll be offering a course on how to win and maneuver in court, whether you're a defendant or a plaintiff, and sort of how court is structured. So I'm gonna give y'all, give you a few more minutes for questions or discussion, but I don't want to let this drag on too long. More formal videos will be uploaded to my Sovereign Swine channel. Perfect. I'll be on the lookout. Yes, sir. More formal videos like audiobooks and stuff will be on my Sovereign Swine channel. I think I'm gonna make this channel like how it is right now, a little bit more bloggy, a little more vloggy. I'll be, of course, plugging these different channels where you can get content, and of course our website once it comes out here on this channel. But I am going to make it a point that I'm going to start uploading more on this channel. I'll do more live streams, and lecture style videos here on this channel. As I start to make more content, I'll also be talking more about spirituality and stuff. So I'll have more playlists here. But eventually, each of those pieces of content will have its own, place for it to go. But in the meantime, I got to get the information out to you guys. So, I'm also planning on getting a secretary pretty soon. I gave out my business cell phone for people to communicate with me, which has been great. However, I get pretty overwhelmed with calls and texts and questions, and I want to be able to talk to all you guys and help everyone out as much as I can. I am just one man though, so I'm going to be getting like a secretary or something to be able to filter all that out. Hey there, Gianna, how's it going? Glad to have you guys on here, man. I wouldn't be anything without you guys. Great. Well, I'm glad you're great. Y'all are always great, man. Check email. Okay, I will check the email once I get off this video. You came in just in time. I was just talking about that. But a lot of good things. I wouldn't look good passing the ball if you weren't there to receive the pass. Thanks, Jesse. Yeah, maybe I'll upload some basketball videos on here. I love playing basketball. You're great. Thanks, KH. You're great as well. We all are great in the eyes of God. Try to keep things happy. I lack a formal mentor. How would I go about finding one? I'll be honest with you, Clear Shadow. The mentor kind of finds you. If you're looking for a mentor, you need to first determine what it is that you want to learn, because whatever it is that you want to learn, you're going to be you need to find the man or the woman that has done what you are wanting to do. And then of course they need to be willing to be able to mentor you. I actually do offer mentorship. I'm currently mentoring uh, a couple people. Um, but in this space specifically, in the law and learning that stuff, you really need to find someone who's done this already. So I'm very blessed. I have a mentor who's been teaching me. He likes to say, low key, but my goal is to be able to mentor the people who uh, of the information that I've learned and pass that down. So I am offering mentorship now. I do qualify the people who want to do it. A lot of people come up to me and say that they want mentorship, but uh, I will qualify those who are really serious about it. Uh, Looking forward to another podcast. Can you mention the link? Yeah, sure. So I can actually do that. Yeah, I'll link you guys the podcast. Um, Let me link you guys the podcast where I actually talked about. One second. Getting a bunch of messages. Let me link you guys to the podcast that I did on how the courts are really banks. All right, so there's the link for that. I'll probably do another video here where I announce that. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention I am going to be creating a Rumble account too, because I don't know how, as I start to inevitably grow a bigger audience and have more people watching, I'm not sure how long YouTube will be able to maintain my my content with the way that they've been acting. So that being said, I will be creating other avenues for videos to be uploaded, so y'all will never have to miss a video. Same with like Facebook. If you guys have suggestions for platforms that you like that are similar to Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, that are maybe a little less centralized or a little less controlling, please let me know, because I want to have like a place where I can put all my posts over there. I am a notary with a private mailbox. I've been studying Patrick Devine, PJ, Yusuf, and more. Very good. That's awesome. Being a notary is great. You're one of the most powerful people in the country. Patrick Devine was also pretty correct on a lot of his stuff. My mentor learned a lot from Patrick Devine. I'm not sure who PJ is. Yusuf is great. I've learned a lot of information from Yusuf and more. Gianna says, "Are you on Getter?" No, I don't even know what that is. Best mentor at the end of the day is yourself. Read everything you can, watch every video you can, ask as many questions, join classes, make it a point to go as far as you can. Yes, yeah, that's correct. Like you really are teaching yourself. Uh, at the end of the day, the group of people is what you need in order to take actionable steps. But the learning side, it's mostly self learning. Having that extra man or woman to bounce back and forth with is really helpful, of course. But once you're ready, they say this in the Vedas, once the student is ready, the master appears. PJ Polinsky. Name is not familiar. It started as a Twitter killer, but you can do longer posts, better image quality, groups coming, lots of patriots that you could take to a deeper level. Highly suggest you get on Getter. Okay, got it. Uh, uh, I will copy that. I'm gonna open a tab for Getter, so I'll look at that when we're done here. The marketplace of ideas. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I need to start getting on Clubhouse too. I'm on it. Thankfully, Gianna was kind enough to get me on there, but I really need to start posting on there. Jesse, man, that is so true. Thankfully, you do this stuff enough, you become seasoned enough to, know how things work. Majority of the time, you're going to be kind of an alien. I dig it. Just hit 1,000 organic followers. Well, that's sick. Well, I'll be your 1,001st. Better engagement as you get better. Sounds awesome. Well, I'll create an account today. Shoot. Great. Thank you. The video was the best enlightened. Thanks, Seth. Yeah, that podcast I did that I linked up there is awesome. You guys should check that podcast out. I talk a lot about how the courts are banks and how all that stuff works. A group is where it's at, like the Moors. I am not out in the space for a mentor to find. Right. I understand what you're saying, Clear Shadow. Thankfully, it's really spiritual. So it's not necessarily like physically the master's going to be watching. It's really like a spiritual phenomena. My Guru Maharaj, my spiritual mentor, my spiritual master, he appeared to me after intense prayer and desire to be able to get out of the rut that I was in and learn the truth. So, like I said, Clear Shadow, I offer that mentorship to people. I do have some practical knowledge. I, of course, full disclosure, I am not claiming to know everything. I'm definitely still a student in my own right. But I try to help people as much as I can. So maybe if you're interested in that, you could shoot me an email and we could potentially move forward with that. But yeah, you guys are awesome, man. Every time I hop on YouTube, y'all always could give me great engagement. I just want to create all the content in the world. I watched the podcast. I didn't like the commercials. I had seen that the host had music in the background, copyright, perhaps unfamiliar. Yeah, hey, we all gotta make money somehow. Oh, hey, Bigotes. Come here, boy. Come here. Come here, Bigotes. You want to say hi to my audience? Come here, boy. Guys, this is Bigotes. This is a little puppy that we've been watching for a little while. Let me see if I can move out of the way. Say hi. All right, you want to go back to John? You can go back to John. Thanks for posting the podcast. It was the most informative info on the administration process and how courts are banks. Yeah, of course, Seth. No worries. Praise the Most High. Yes, praises. Praises. So, if anybody else has any other questions, feel free to ask. I'm trying to open this up as much as I can. But if it's not any more, then I will, I'll wrap up this video if y'all don't have any more questions or inquiries. The spiritual books you donated to me have been a blessing. Thank you. Oh, yeah. You're absolutely welcome. That does remind me, I do also distribute spiritual books by donation as well. Here's this book's about astronomy and cosmology. Talk to you this afternoon. All right. Well, we're at the 50-minute mark, so I'll go ahead and wrap this video up. Thank you guys so much for joining. So just to recap, we got the subscription-based educational platform coming up. We got the private side solutions company being built. We're partnering up with a PhD in law to be able to give you guys a course on how to win in court. We also, right now, in the meantime, we have trust administration classes. All the links to donate and to send the emails to are all in the comments in the chat here. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you again very soon. Hare Bo, Hare Krishna.